Hello my friends, wherever you are, all over the world. William Poloniak here again. Today I'm going to make a juice that I'm calling an organic Snappy Tom because it's mostly tomatoes, some cayenne peppers that my wife tells me not to use too much of, but we'll try. And here are the rest of my ingredients. I have carrots, I have some turmeric, a little bit of ginger, a couple of Anaheim peppers, half of an onion, and of course the cayenne pepper. So I'm going to break off the stem of the cayenne peppers and I'll start with carrots. First I'll plug in the thermometer. Now I'm going to alternate tomatoes with carrots. Put in 2 or 3 cayenne peppers. Now I'm almost down to the last of my tomatoes, and I want to remind you, tomatoes have a lot of liquid in them, so make sure this is always covered. And one little tip is you can go down halfway to keep some pulp in there. Go down halfway. We'll follow that with some carrots. Okay, I'm down to my last 2 carrots. It's always a good idea to push with 2 hands. And I want to remind you, when you're down to your last carrots, put a plug of pulp in there because there's always some carrot in the feed tube and you want to force that through and make sure everything is shredded. Let's do that a couple of times just for good measure. Now the next step will be to clean the feed tube, mix the produce, and make some juice. Feed tube, I put the cutter on top with the hole facing down so it can drain, and the grid holder with the number 2 grid back in. And the next step is going to be to mix all my produce together and make some juice. So what I've got here is 6 pounds of carrots, 3 pounds of tomatoes, some ginger, some turmeric, half of an onion, and an Anaheim pepper. Alright, I'm going to demonstrate my less work 6 cloth method. I've got 2 sets of 2 cloths prepared here. And the less work 6 cloth method, this goes in the press, centered left to right, front to back, all the way back, back it off. I'll turn the machine on, and when I'm down to my last cloth, I'm going to advance that a little bit more, and before I finish folding the last cloth, I'll advance that all the way. This goes forward, this goes over. When we have pressed most of the juice out, the spent pulp goes on top. New cloths full of pulp go in the middle, left to right, front to back, all the way back, back it off. And for my less work 6 cloth method, there's 2 methods. One is to put the pulp back in the bowl whenever you have a puddle of juice here to absorb that juice, and we're going to recycle that again. Then we'll start with new pulp. That's one method. And the second method is to put new pulp, advance it all the way when you're on your last cloth. The second method is to take new pulp and put it on top of the spent pulp instead of putting it back in the bowl. This goes forward, this goes over, the spent pulp goes on top, centered left to right, front to back, all the way back, back it off. And since this is puddling in here very, very carefully, I'm going to pour that into the container as carefully as I can, and then we'll continue. Keep an eye on your bowl because you don't want that to overflow. This goes over, the spent pulp goes on top, and this is going to go in the tray, centered left to right, front to back, all the way back it off. Now we're making a small batch of juice. Remember, we have 6 pounds of carrots, 3 pounds of tomatoes, and the assorted ingredients, like the ginger and the turmeric. There we're down to the last of our pulp, so let me get a spatula. Get the rest of that out of here because we don't want to waste any of that precious organic produce. We put 5 cayenne peppers in this mix. I'm going to see how hot it really is. I'll back that off because my bowl is full, so we're going to put this into bottles now. Okay, we got one more bottle and enough left over for a taste test. Now what I usually do is I top this off with filtered or distilled water. So I have 8 bottles. Remember, one of these was from the processed pulp. I'm topping these bottles off with distilled water. You can use filtered water, but I have a water distiller, so I use distilled water. So we have 8 bottles. Remember, one of these is repressed cloth using the Whole Health Foundation model. So we'll cap this off and do a taste test. Alright, we have 8 bottles. Remember, one of these is the repressed cloth, so we got probably more than 10% juice, and I'm going to do a taste test. Now remember, we have 3 pounds of tomatoes, 6 pounds of carrots, 5 cayenne peppers, so let's taste it, see how much of a Snappy Tom taste we have. Oh boy, that's delicious. Just enough snap. I think more than 5 or 6 cayenne peppers would have been too much. 5 cayenne peppers is just perfect. Beautiful. Just enough bite. If you'd like to call me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net. And my webpage is wholehealthfound.com. Here's to your health. Snappy Tom. Delicious. See you in the next video.